The Journey of Hope, a story of perseverance. Once upon a time, in a small, dusty village nestled in the heart of a vast desert, there lived a young girl named Lila. The village was impoverished, and its people, including Lila's family, had struggled for generations just to get by. The arid land yielded little harvest, and the scorching sun beat relentlessly upon the earth. Yet, amidst this hardship, there was one thing that Lila possessed in abundance: hope. Lila's parents, though poor, instilled in her the belief that nothing was impossible if she worked hard enough. Her father, a humble carpenter, often told her stories of great men and women who had overcome insurmountable odds. "Look at the trees, my child," he would say. "They grow, even in the harshest conditions. They never give up. They don't just survive, they thrive. You too can grow, no matter what the world throws at you." As a child, Lila was always curious. She asked questions, constantly seeking to understand the world beyond the village. She loved to read the few books her parents could afford to buy, which were mostly stories of faraway places and brave heroes. Lila dreamed of seeing the world and doing something extraordinary. But her dreams seemed as distant as the horizon, and the harsh reality of her village made them feel impossible to reach. One day, when Lila was 16, a traveler came to the village. He was tall and lean, with a weathered face that spoke of years spent wandering the world. The villagers gathered around him, eager to hear his tales of faraway lands and grand adventures. Lila, too, was drawn to his stories. He spoke of great cities, lush forests, and mountains so high they touched the sky. His words ignited something deep within Lila, something she had only ever felt in her dreams. It was the spark of possibility. After the gathering, Lila found the traveler sitting alone under the shade of a tree. She hesitated for a moment, then walked up to him. "Where did you go?" she asked. "What did you see?" The traveler smiled kindly. "I've seen many places," he said, "but the most important thing I've learned is that the journey is more important than the destination. It's not where you go that matters, but how you get there." Lila's eyes widened. "How do you get there?" she asked. The traveler looked at her thoughtfully. "You start with a single step. You take that step with belief in yourself. Then you take another and another, until the journey is no longer about the destination, but about who you've become along the way." The traveler's words struck a chord deep within Lila's heart. She had always believed that her dreams were unattainable, that she was bound by the limitations of her village, her family, and her circumstances. But now, for the first time, she realized that she could take control of her future. It wasn't about waiting for the right moment or the perfect conditions. It was about starting, even if the path seemed impossible. The next morning, Lila packed a small bag with food, water, and a few belongings, and she left the village. She didn't know exactly where she was going, but she knew she couldn't stay. She walked for days, crossing endless sand dunes and battling the fierce desert winds. She faced exhaustion, hunger, and loneliness, but she refused to turn back. Every time her resolve wavered, she remembered the traveler's words, *, "The journey is more important than the destination." *. Weeks passed, and Lila's strength and determination grew. She met new people along the way, farmers, merchants, travelers, each with their own story and wisdom to share. She learned how to trade goods, how to navigate by the stars, and how to adapt to the changing world around her. But most importantly, Lila learned to trust herself. She began to believe that she could face whatever challenges lay ahead. One day, after months of traveling, Lila arrived at a bustling city. It was everything she had imagined and more: tall buildings, busy streets, and people from all walks of life. The city was a far cry from her village, and Lila felt a sense of awe and wonder. But she didn't let the scale of the city intimidate her. She knew that her journey was far from over. This was just the next step. Lila found work in a small cafe, where she met a kind woman named Maria. Maria had built her business from the ground up, and her success was a result of years of hard work, perseverance, and resilience. She took Lila under her wing, teaching her about running a business, managing people, and facing the inevitable setbacks that would come her way. Maria's mentorship was invaluable, but what Lila admired most was Maria's attitude. No matter the obstacles, Maria never gave up. She always saw challenges as opportunities for growth. Lila worked tirelessly in the cafe, saving every penny she could. She studied business books at night, practicing the skills that Maria taught her. Slowly but surely, she began to see her dreams of creating something of her own take shape. She wasn't just surviving in the city, she was thriving. Years passed and Lila's business grew. She opened a small boutique selling handmade crafts, many of which were inspired by the desert she had once called home. Her boutique became popular, and people from all over the city came to see her unique creations. Lila never forgot where she came from, and she made sure to give back to her community by offering jobs to others who were struggling, just as she once had. One day, as Lila stood in her boutique, gazing out at the bustling city, she realized something profound. Her journey had not been easy, and there had been moments when she felt like giving up. But she had kept going one step at a time. And now, looking back, she saw that the person she had become was far more important than the success she had achieved. Lila's journey wasn't just about reaching a destination. It was about the lessons she had learned along the way, the people she had met, the hardships she had overcome, and the strength she had discovered within herself. She had become the woman she had once admired in her books, strong, resilient, and unafraid to chase her dreams, no matter how impossible they seemed. Lila's story spread throughout the city, inspiring countless others who, like her, had once believed that their dreams were out of reach. They, too, began to take their first steps toward their own journeys, knowing that, with perseverance and hope, anything was possible. And so, the girl from a small village in the desert became a symbol of hope and resilience, a reminder to all that the journey is not defined by where you start, but by the courage to take the first step. Moral of the story: no matter where you come from or how impossible your dreams may seem, the journey is worth taking. With belief in yourself, determination, and resilience, you can overcome any obstacle and create the life you've always dreamed of. The key is to take that first step and then keep going no matter how difficult the path may seem.